Hello, everyone. You're listening to the Booty Lee Podcast. We're Robin and Rozzy, here to share insights straight from, well, the source material. Today, we're going to talk about handling objections, lessons for former marketers. Welcome to the deep dive. We unpack complex topics to give you the most important insights. Today, we're diving into real-world objection handling. It's specifically tailored for former network marketers, drawing from our recent source material.
Yeah, and our goal today really is for you to walk away from this deep dive feeling equipped, confident, ready to tackle pretty much any objection without getting, defensive about it. We want to help rebuild that confidence. So you start seeing objections not as rejection, not personal, but as natural steps, just part of the conversation.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. For former network marketers, you hear those common objections all the time. Things like, I just don't have time, or is this actually a scam? Maybe, look, I tried MLM before it didn't work. They can really sting. But our sources suggest these aren't just brush-offs, are they? They're often signals for something deeper, something unstated.
Oh, absolutely. It's fascinating, actually. Like you said, I don't have time. It's rarely just about the minutes on a clock. Our research points to it often being a kind of hidden signal, maybe a perceived value, or maybe they've had bad experiences before, so they're hesitant. Hesitant to invest any more precious time. It's sort of a protection mechanism.
Ah, okay, protection. Makes sense.
Yeah, and similarly, is this a scam? Or I tried MLM before. That almost always comes from some prior negative experience. Or just this deep-seated distrust. Understanding those underlying concerns, fear of failure, maybe financial skepticism, or sometimes just plain overwhelm. That's really the first step to a better response.
Right. So knowing that's bubbling under the surface, what does this mean for someone looking for a more effective way to respond? Our material mentions proven scripts. My first thought is, okay, are we just giving people lines to repeat, or is there something more going on?
That's a really good question. And it's exactly what our sources get into. These aren't scripts like you'd memorize for a play. Think of them more as frameworks. They're designed to sort of rewire your approach, to shift you away from confrontation towards, genuine conversation.
Okay, frameworks, not just lines. Like what?
So, for example, someone says, I tried MLM before it didn't work. A really powerful framework is something called the empathy bridge. You might respond with something like, gosh, I completely understand that feeling. Many people, myself included sometimes, have had challenging experiences. Then maybe ask, what specifically felt like the biggest hurdle for you back then?
Ah, I see. So you validate them first.
Exactly. You validate their past experience without agreeing with whatever went wrong necessarily. And it immediately helps uncover their specific pain point. That lets you tailor your actual solution, the one you have now.
That feels, much more constructive. It reframes the whole thing. And connecting this maybe to the bigger picture, it sounds like it's also about reframing no, turning it into, not right now, but here's how we follow up. So how do you turn that perceived dead end into, a future opportunity?
It's really about recognizing that no often just means no, based on what I currently understand or feel. It's not always forever. The source material really emphasizes this. A no can often open the door for a future yes. If you focus on adding value, building rapport, and just understanding their needs might change over time, it's more of a strategic long game, not a one-shot deal.
A long game, right. Makes sense. Before we go deeper, just a reminder, get to know us and explore articles related to today's topic on our website, yournetworkmarketinghome.com. The bit in the source material about the mindset shift really struck me, especially for former marketers. It feels almost counterintuitive sometimes. What's the main takeaway there for someone who's maybe used to taking those objections really personally?
Oh, this is absolutely crucial because it genuinely frees you up. The research hammers this home. The objection is rarely about you. It's almost always about the idea itself or a past negative experience they had, or sometimes just their current mood or emotional state.
So detaching yourself from it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
When you internalize that resistance, it just drains your energy, makes you defensive. But if you can see it as this external thing, a concept, a memory, it allows for a much more objective response, empathetic even. You can step back and think, okay, this isn't about me. It's about what they're experiencing or thinking.
That's a big shift. And finally, our material talks about a strong support system.
Yep.
How does that tie in? How does collaborative problem solving empower you more than just trying to handle it all solo, especially with tough objections?
Well, think of it like this. When you're part of a supportive team, you're not just sharing war stories, right? You're sharing actual solutions. This deep dive shows that with a better product, maybe a better system, and definitely a better team, you gain access to this collective intelligence, a shared brain almost.
Collective intelligence. I like that.
Yeah. And it means you now have better answers to these very real concerns, not just on your own, but as a unit. It really reinforces that you're not alone in navigating these sometimes tricky conversations.
Makes sense. And another reminder, get to know us and explore articles related to today's topic on our website, yournetworkmarketinghome.com. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? Maybe the next time you face an objection, try to see it as a signpost, not a stop sign. It's really an opportunity to understand, maybe educate a little, and offer solutions that actually resonate, responding with curiosity, not confrontation.
Exactly. This deep dive, I think, has shown us that real confidence in handling objections comes from a few key places. Understanding the psychology underneath, having the right conversational tools or frameworks, embracing that resilient mindset we talked about, and knowing you're backed by a strong, knowledgeable system and team. Maybe the biggest shift is realizing an objection isn't a barrier. It's actually an invitation to a deeper, more meaningful conversation.
Well said. For more insights and resources, and definitely explore articles related to today's topic, please visit our website, yournetworkmarketinghome.com.